as an overall, it's not like the problem with Raw isn't the wrestlers. It's not the talent. It's never really the talent. The talent is just that. They're talented. It's just they're not given the tools and the platform to be able to showcase like what they can actually do. Like, and I think the Xavier Woods and Matt Riddle match this week was a prime example. Like, you know, Woods has done really great in New Day, and New Day's fantastic. And I would say it's probably one of the best tag teams now, certainly of the modern era. But I think an argument can be made that they're now one of the best in WWE history. You know, they've been together for such a long time, and they've been really successful. Yeah. But Woods as a singles competitor, I mean, people wouldn't even remember Consequences Creed at this stage, would they?
That was Impact. But
but as a singles competitor, though, like he's not really had that singles run in WWE.
I remember watching Impact when he got that, when he had that debut, actually, Consequences Creed.
There you go.
That's like 12 years ago.
Exactly. But he had that one-on-one, and there's there's loads of talk online now. If they bring back King of the Ring, he's everybody's pick to win it. They'd love to see him win a King of the Ring.
Shinsuke.
Yeah, but you know,
so he could actually be the King of the Ring.
Take your pick, though.
He would make a great King of the Ring, though, wouldn't he? You got to admit.
But there's so many people you can make the argument for. But again, what's the point in doing anything like that? If then week by week on Raw, you could win something like that, and it's just forgotten about the next week.
Well, the thing about Raw is also going to pay-per-views. The amount of times I've gone with a SmackDown match is the best match, the best match of a pay-per-view. I think a Raw match has been. You've had Bobby Lashley and Drew at Mania, which was really good. The Raw Chamber match, was good, but it's like it's always not like a Roman match or something like that.
Do you think though? So. I feel like I've got a bit more of the angst out about it, so I want to start looking at some things practically now. But for like Raw wasn't always bad, obviously we know that. But even post Attitude Era, because I'll say something really unpopular now. I love Attitude Era; it's my favourite era, nostalgia and everything else. But when you really look back at it, a lot of it's pretty overrated. In what way? In terms of the wrestling quality, by and large, wasn't great. Not compared to what it is now. Like when you look at pure Raw talent.
Yeah,
like
but wrestling as a whole, like as a sport, has got so much better. I don't think you can compare. I don't think you can compare it to today though, because like the wrestling quality has got so much better.
But you have to compare it to... Cause the problem is, because if we compare today with the Attitude Era and, the Attitude Era was better, you have to then do the same the other way around. Like, for me, the Attitude Era, I all day long would rather sit and watch Attitude Era. All day long. Because it was more interesting and entertaining.
Exactly.
But to watch a wrestling match today, all day long, hands down.
Yeah.
The quality of wrestling today, much better.
Yeah, definitely.
But, No, it was far from perfect.
But the thing is, though, with the Attitude Era, it was the storylines that got you captivated more than the wrestling, wasn't it? It was, what's Stone Cold going to do to Vince this week? It wasn't so much about the actual wrestling matches. It was about it was the feuds, you know.
Yeah, but there was a lot of shit in there as well, though.
Yeah,
you know, like
there was a lot of there was a lot
eating Al Snow's dog. And,
I would admit there was a lot of questionable things.
Naked media.
There was a lot of questionable things, but I think that's what kept people watching though, is because you genuinely never knew what you was going to see the next week. Whereas today though, you know exactly what you're going to see because you saw it the week before.
Well, and then and when you don't, you're going to see something that completely contradicts it.
Exactly.
But I don't think the Attitude Era would hold up today. Like, I don't think the angles and storylines of the Attitude Era would hold up today.
You wouldn't be able to get away with half of it. Political correctness again, isn't it? You wouldn't even be able to.
Yeah, exactly, and that plays a huge role in it. But then even there's loads of factors at play. But you know, what then can they do? Because everyone's like, well, it was better in the Attitude Era. But then that in at face value means that the way to solve it is TV 14 Attitude Era. But actually, the argument's made that it wouldn't be, because I don't think, if anything, it'd turn more people off. So what could they do? Like, is it just a case that people just don't like wrestling anymore?
Well, that's the thing, but I mean, for me, I say it every time, but I love AEW. We all know that I love AEW. But but it's because every week I watch it, I get entertained, and I get to see good wrestling, and I get to see mostly good stories, and it makes me laugh, and it makes me go on the edge of my seat, because some matches are better than pay-per-view matches. I get entertained at the end of the day, and I don't get that with WWE. That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
I think, like I said, SmackDown easily. NXT different, but
NXT's great. Don't get me wrong, the wrestling quality's there.
I mean, yeah, they're really good, but they're really good products. But again, like when it's the same writing team, there's no excuse I think that can be made as to why Raw is almost unwatchable.
3 men. I did it.